He's running a Alana's Haven with Untitled Seraph. This is very close to DinoT's build, except he's opted for 1 Sledgehammer Exorcist instead of the triple Prison Priest, and -1 Cudgel for an extra Black Inscriptor, I believe. I'm not gonna look at DinoT's list to make an exact comparison, but
yeah,
it's the biggest comparison we got. Wait, who's it again? Gomms versus DinoT?
Yep.
Okay. His sword list is... Okay, there's actually an interesting sword build, because he's not running all the aggro burn spells like Demonic Strike, but he does have Avant Blader, which is usually seen only in Banner Sword. He has 1 Angelic Barrage. I guess that's alright. His Whole Souled Swings. Everything else looks standard mid-range. There's no Quick Bladers, only Vanguards. Okay, never mind. It's actually not standard. I have to look at this again, because like I just see all these sword creatures and I'm like, that's standard. That's standard, but it's actually not. He has no Quick Bladers. He's got 3 Fervids actually, 2 Fencers, 2 Pompous, 2 Avant Bladers.
He has no 1-drops.
He has Vanguard. That's a 1-drop.
That's the new standard for midcraft. If you're running Vanguard instead of Quick Bladers.
I thought they ran both. I don't actually know what the standard sword list is now.
It was like 4 weeks ago that they started running Vanguards, and then the most recent one started running both the Vanguard and the Quick Blader. And in this format, 4 weeks ago, this was to win against all the Elenas that was running Rampage.
Was it really?
Because there was a rage.
I would think that if you were trying to beat Alana, you wouldn't run Vanguard. You would only run Blader.
Oh, was it that maybe Forced that was running Rampant 4 weeks ago? I don't quite remember. I don't quite remember. Anyways, we have oh, I actually put everything backwards. So we have Swords versus Forced. Alright, 3-4, which means that he needs to... He can't really do much here. I'd just probably enter.
Oh, I looked away for a second and the game's going on. What the hell?
Yep. Like, he can play the Novice Trooper and bash both of them. That's... I don't think that's a good idea. Instead, he could probably just enter. He also played the Child May, so he might use the Child May with Nature Guidance to kill it off. So he has a choice whether to kill it or get killed by the Elf May. Demon Elf May, excuse me.
Assuming he has a Guidance in his hand. I think he doesn't have a choice but to do the trade. The Fervid and the Novice. Feels bad, but I think it's necessary. He would have loved to have like a Fencer here to at least keep a 2-2 on the board, but unfortunately not. This isn't actually the worst of worst situations if he had a Floral Fencer in his hand. If he's going to have a dead turn on turn 4, then I don't think he's going to be able to snowball anything. This is not a dead turn. This is decent. You can play 2 creatures and keep 1 on the board.
Yep. He could... Would you Evo? I don't think I would. Veteran Lancer? Actually, I would. Because next turn he would play the whatchamacallit 4-drop. Princess Mage. Feels bad.
You want to be spending your Evos on the board, because I'm looking over this guy's deck. It's Gomms, right? We're watching a Gomms point of view. He doesn't have a lot of Storm Threat on Evoing to face, except for... Actually, he has the Alweeders in hand, and there's like 2 more Novice Troopers left in the deck. But yeah, that's only 4 cards out of his entire deck. that you were. You want to use Evos now to try to stick a board, because that's where your damage is coming from. Yep, and since you Evo the Veteran Lancer, he can Angelic Barrage to clear off 4-1. Hopefully, if he plays multiple fairies this turn, then Gomms will be very happy, but I'd imagine there's a Tia in his hand, so I don't know.
He can play the Pompous Princess, but that's not gonna get him anything. Probably Angelic Barrage would be better here. Let's just go face for 1 damage. I'd save the Evo.
Okay, so the problem with doing the Angelic Barrage is if your opponent has Tia, then you have to play Otohime and evolve that into the
6/6.
Yeah, the 6/6, and you leave the Tia on board.
Right,
if you play the Pompous here and evolve one of those creatures,
Vanguard.
I would actually evolve the Princess in that situation. What happens then is that you're given the ability next turn to play Otohime, and then the Vanguard that gets pulled from the Pompous Princess can kill off Tia so it doesn't get bounced.
Right.
And I think he's gonna do it. Is he evolving the... He's actually evolving the Vanguard. Now this, what this means is that if the opponent has Tia, the creature that he trades into the Tia portion of the Crystalia Eve will not survive. The Pompous will trade for the Tia instead of... If he had evolved the Vanguard, or evolved the Princess, he'd have a 1-2 that trades into the 1-1 more cleanly.
Yeah.
I think health matters more than attack in this situation. Like, his, the reasoning he evolved it that way is like, I want to spread around the attack, but no. Against Elf, if you have a 1 health creature, you don't want that creature to stay at 1 health, in my opinion. Like, if he had done the evolves. Oh wait, never mind. The 2-1 can go in and then the barrage comes down. He doesn't have to play Otohime. Scratch everything I just said. That works.
It kills everything, and then he can just play the Fencer by itself. Which is good, which means next turn you can play Sea Queen Otohime.
The thing is, if he had done the... he's actually not barraging. This play is kind of iffy. It doesn't really put any tempo on the board. The thing is, like, with the Vanguard play, like, if we go back the turn, I'm just gonna go over, like, what the board state would look like right now.
Yeah.
He would have a 3-4, a 1-1, and then a board full of 1-2s. Which is basically the same as playing Otohime on the board. And that's a lot of tempo. It's not the most value you can get. Like, the most value was what he did, and then you play the Barrage. But then you don't have a good follow-up with the Fencer. This is almost the same board state as the Barrage plus Fencer, except it's worse because
you don't care.
You leave fairies on the board for your opponent.
Yep.
I'm gonna go back on what I said. I actually think it's better if you had evolved the Pompous, because if you're left with the board state that you have an Otohime on board, you do have it developed, that matters a lot more than getting your other stuff, like getting value out of your cards.
Oh, instantly playing the Sea Queen right now.
You can't even kill the 6-6. It's very rough.
At least now he's gonna get the Angelic Barrage. Just hopefully he doesn't take the
Why is there
Tia
an
back
in this forest deck?
for all the Alanas. Why not?
Wait, who are we?
That's
Who is he
DinoT.
facing?
DinoT.
Oh, DinoT's forest has Odin in it?
Yes.
I didn't catch this the first time.
It was there.
What the hell? Okay. Fun stuff. He's actually running 2 Purgatories and 2 Odins.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Into a Forest Craft. He runs 2 Odins in there. Ooh. Double Floor Fencer.
This game would have looked completely different if he had just developed the Otohime earlier. Now he's fighting from the back foot. He's left only with 2 1-2s, and that's nothing if your opponent has a evolve.
Yep. DinoT's with 6 draw versus 4, soon to be 5. Did Gomms win last match? Or is this still the first match? Oh, this is still the first match.
Yeah, it's the first match.
Okay, I was being paranoid, thinking like this game was already on the second match. Ah! Excuse me, guys. Play another Sea Queen.
He's taking the forward to face. Oh my gosh. I'm so salty. No.
Not like this.
Game. Yeah. You might think it's better to play or save your evolve, but like, developing Otohime is just more important than anything, especially on turn 6 and 7. You develop the Otohime on curve, and you're going to win a lot of games. Just do it. Just fucking do it. She's
excuse that language.
It's very hard to push back against Otohime. You immediately put your opponent on the back foot, and the longer you wait, then like the easier time your opponent has for a response. Because she's unfair on turn 6. As the game drags on, your opponent has more mana to be able to respond to Otohime. Because the funny thing about Otohime is that like if you were able to play other cards with Otohime, then she would be just as powerful on turn 7, 8, 9, and 10. But after turn 6, you cannot play other cards with Otohime because she fills your board. I think that's the one weakness of Otohime, is that after turn 6, her unfairness slowly diminishes.
Right side,
she's a ridiculous card.
At least he has a Sage Commander.
Yeah.
And then this allows him to clear. This actually gets him back.
He buffs the wrong guard. The other guard had more health. I'm just picking on his misplays right now, sorry.
It's okay.
I think the approach is coming. It's coming, man.
You smell it?
It smells like dung and
roaches.
Yes.
There it is. Oh, it's animated too. Nice finish.
Yeah, if there's any takeaway from this game, even if you're not getting as much value out of it, you don't need value if you're popping Otohime on curve. Yep. And what is going on?
We are now going to be seeing Haven versus Sword next. Perhaps.
Gomms is sticking with his sword. That's one thing I've seen. Whenever somebody loses, it seems like they always stick with their deck. They're like, I gotta win with this deck anyway, so I'm sticking with it. I have that same
mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the I think the second tournament I participated in. Actually, that was the only one where I had the option of switching decks. I had an Earthright rune in my lineup. And since the format required me to win with the deck, I just stuck with it for all 3 games, and I lost.
All 3 games?
Yeah, I think so.
Good job.
Yeah.
So when's Marvel?
When's Marvel?
Sorry.
I mean, it's coming.
It is.
Like, you saw Marvel vs. Capcom Infinity. Why are we talking about this, by the way? I don't know. Okay, let me just put my 2 cents in. It looks like they're making the game more out to be Tekken, like 2v2 with
yeah.
Special. I wish it was more like the old Marvel vs. Capcom. All right, enough Marvel talk.
But the first Marvel was also 2v2 as well.
but it was like air focus and like the combos I saw like in the trailer with Captain Marvel and like everything.
Yeah.
It looks very ground based, and only the supers had some element of like multi-dimensionness, I guess.
Anyways,
It
back
looks
to the
very
game.
Tekken-like.
It is. It is. Wait,
Street
if it's
Fighter
Tekken,
X
if it's Tekken like,
not Tekken, Street Fighter X Tekken.
there we go. Because I would have said like they can move around 3D environment. Anyways, I don't think he'll be playing Angelic Barrage here. Just end the turn. Maybe Evo, just to get the 3-4.
He's had very lackluster early games. He didn't have the floral on 4 either of these games. I think this evolve is fine. Because this allows him to use the wholesale swing and barrage into the 6-6 from the Beast Colaria that's probably going to get evolved into the 3-4.
Yep. Or the Radiance Angel.
Just kidding, it's Ilana's. Holy crap, this is bad. Usually you don't expect the Radiance Angel if it was Storm, because there's no minion that Haven plays on turn 5 that trades well into that 3-4.
Yeah.
Except for the Tiger that comes out of the Hollow Dog method. Alright. He does get a clear though. And these Sacred Fleas are just going to make matters even worse. Just gonna start popping.
Yeah.
All the cards you ever wanted. I'm truly grateful.
He is truly, truly grateful. I mean, at least he gets to play Sea Queen Ultimate, but I guess that call, or whatever that message was, is that he has a Themistocracy in his hand.
I don't know. Are you some Haven translator? It
Yep.
could mean a number of things. I don't know what those emotes mean.
It means
Be
he has...
scary, man.
It means he has Themis. He's saying, I'm sorry, but I have Themis. Thank you.
I don't know. Eris has two very distinct personalities. One of them she just beats you in the face, and the other one she just doesn't want to touch you, and then she calls on her god to defeat you. What that emote means is anyone's guess.
Or that she just stands there and laughs, Ojo style. Oh! While you lose the entire time. I made you cringe. I'm sorry. See, I told you. That was Curry.
Sorry, I went a little deaf there. Can you repeat what you just said? Okay.
Anyways, so I'll read his command. He can just go in for 3. If he wants, he can play the Avon Bullet and Veteran Lancer to get a board, but
if Gomms doesn't have amulet removal, he's done for.
yeah.
He's done for. It's coming.
And there it is.
I mean, there's really not much more to say. Does he have the countdown reduction? Does he have Themis? If he has either, he wins. I think even Preach the Cudgel wins, right? No, it doesn't.
No. Another Themis or all 3.
This is so nasty.
Play another Veteran Lancer. Or that.
I think if Gomms had a Floral Fencer on 4, he could have won the game. He would have snowballed hard enough to the point that he could just kill him. Unfortunately, yeah, there's the Themis. Unfortunately, that's not the case.
Now he can just play the play absolutely nothing here, to be honest. Sea Queen wouldn't really do it either.
Nope, nothing does it. Nothing's fast enough.
Why not?
Huh? Oh, okay.
What?
I missed the context of your why not. He
Oh.
meant why not play?
Why not just play the Otame as you're about to lose?
Angels! Angels! Like 5 years ago, there's a poll. 70% of Americans believed in angels or something.
Hmm.
And 100% of Shadowverse players believe in angels. Because Seraph is a tier 1 deck. Nice.
So what's our score now? 2 and 6?
6.
Yes.
Two and 6 is the base stat of